Okay, so we got some info on some more characters in the Universe Survival Tournament. In particular, one of them that I really want to talk about is Vermoud, the Clown God of Destruction from Universe 11. A lot of us thought, okay, because seemingly his appearance and his angel, they kind of gave off the vibe because they kind of look very similar to the Joker and Harley Quinn. So we was under the impression on top of that, like, oh, you know, an angry killer clown, some crazy shit like that. But based on the information we got on him, it's a small blur, but nevertheless it gives an insight into his character. It seems as though it's not going to be the case at all regarding that particular character. And we also have some more info regarding one of the strongest or most highest mortal level universes and the Kai and a bunch of cool stuff. So let's start off with talking about Vermoud. Here's the information we have for him. Universe 11 God of Destruction Vermoud, or Vermoud, is played by Masami Kikuchi, who previously played Monaka in the series. So, oh wow, that's actually Monaka's voice actor. I had no idea. But does not abide evil. The valiant efforts of his pride troopers send his heart aflutter. So does not abide evil, meaning he doesn't accept evil. He's not into that. So automatically right then and there, unless he's pulling somebody's leg, and this is just kind of like to mislead us, ultimately this guy is not a bad dude at all. He doesn't really care for evil. If anything, he's more so better, I want to say, in a sense of being a good person than Beerus, because while Beerus isn't evil, we've seen Beerus kill people for next to no fucking reason. This dude doesn't care for evil, and it also makes sense if you link up what Topo been talking about, because Topo is seemingly obviously from his universe, and Topo was talking about, like, you know, finding out if somebody's good or bad, and he saw that he thought Goku was evil, so that's why he's attacking him in the upcoming episodes of Dragon Ball Super. So it definitely makes sense. And also the fact that it says the valiant efforts for his pride troopers send his heart aflutter. So he loves the fact of his pride troopers and, you know, them just going in. So it seems as though he's not going to be the character we thought he was going to be. And I mean, I guess in essence, if you're going to make the characters kind of look like the Joker and, you know, Harley Quinn or whatever, which there's no denying it does look very similar, you can't completely have them exactly the same. Like, he's, hey, I'm the Joker, you know, it just would be like a blatant copy. So in that regard, maybe that's the reason why, okay, we made them look similar to these characters, but we can't have them be exactly like them in any way, because then it's like a straight up ripoff. So that's probably why they decided to make his character the exact opposite. He doesn't care for evil. He loves his pride troopers. It gives his heart butterflies. He's like, hey, I love my pride troopers. So it's interesting. I'm kind of curious, for starters, with that character in particular. How do you feel about that? Are you disappointed? I mean, there is the possibility that that's all a front, similar to like what Frost was about. Like, yeah, you know, I'm a good guy, I love people, and then ultimately Frost was a scumbag. So that could be the case as well. But your thoughts on that? Are you disappointed in a way with his character because you wanted the Joker in Dragon Ball Super, or you think it's a refreshing, you know, take? Even though they're making him look like that character, ultimately he's going to be totally different. And we also have the name and some information for the angel of Universe 11, the Harley Quinn to the Universe 11's God of Destruction, the Clown God of Destruction. And this one kind of intrigues me a little bit and gets me a little bit more interested in the Clown God of Destruction, knowing the fact that he is not a bad person, but he's also gonna be a goofball and be in true clown nature. So let's read about this real quick. Universe 11, Angel Margarita, sounds like Margarita, the Angel of Universe 11. She's always complains to the Kai and Vermoud for not being strict enough. She talks in her own unique way. So she's probably one of those characters that's like, hey, you know, you gotta be more harsh on these people. So while Vermoud is like, oh, you know, he's a chill, laid back dude and probably just clowns around a lot, this character is gonna be the one that says, yo, you gotta be a little bit more tough on these people. So that's probably what's gonna happen with maybe when the pride troopers lose, he's gonna be there like crying and hugging them like, yo, it's okay, it's all right. And she's gonna be like, nah, that's unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? So that possibly can be a good addition. If like one character is going to be the soft one, the other one is going to be the hard one. I mean, it's not like, again, the Joker and Harley Quinn where both of them are just batshit crazy. The clown is going to be an okay dude, a chill dude, maybe a soft dude, and this Margarita is going to be the harsh one and the strict one and be like, yo, we got to do things, we got to put in some work, what are you doing? Then we also have Universe 1's Kaioshin and a little bit of information on him, but it also blows open basically who has the highest mortal level out of all of the universes, because we still don't really know exactly what mortal level is. Like, a lot of people assume power, but there are a bunch of clues that say otherwise, that it has nothing to do with power. It's all about, like, you know, just the quality of life. So until we get 100% clarification exactly what goes into factoring the mortal level, ultimately, nonetheless, though, this is the universe that has the highest mortal level, and that is Universe 1. Universe 1 has the highest, and this Kaioshin is a representative. Let's see what it says. Universe 1 Kaioshin, Anato, is played by Yusei Oda, who also plays one of the Omni King's attendants in the series. So this guy also plays one of, the bodyguards. I'm assuming that's kind of like, okay, we haven't heard him really talk much, so yeah, I guess it's gonna be a refreshing voice in a way. God of the universe with the highest mortal level, has a gentle smile. It's unfortunate because it seems as though we're not gonna really get too much of this universe, because the 4 universes with the highest mortal level are going to be excluded from the Tournament of Power, so we won't really probably get too much, or then again we could get a lot of them, because you do need, conversation and dialogue going on, so it's not just a 100% fight fest. So maybe with them being spectators, we'll actually get to hear more and maybe get a little more of a dive into the mortal levels and exactly what are the factoring keys into making that number. Then we also have Universe 3's Kaioshin, Ea, who is played by Makoto Naruse, slightly influenced by mortals who look like machines. So it seems as though this is that whole, I like the way they look like machines, so maybe this character in particular will have a good little chuckle or a good enjoyment, shall I say, for Magetta, because Magetta is a mortal that is also like a machine type of deal. So maybe we'll see a couple of conversations or a couple of nods there as they're fighting. He'll also be, or she'll be, rooting for Magetta, even though really you should be rooting for the people of your universe. Then we got Universe 3's God of Destruction, Mosco, which oddly enough doesn't have a name, and I don't remember if the character has spoken up until this point, but maybe there's no voice actor because the character doesn't speak. That's a possibility. So yeah, let's see the info. Looks like a robot, communicates through electronic sound. Oh, well, there you go. There's no voice actor because it doesn't speak. It speaks through electronic sound, so maybe it'll just like be able to make people understand what it's saying without actually talking. It's not going to have a voice box, so maybe it'll like throw out electricity at somebody's body so they can, oh, okay, I get what you're trying to say. Then we got Universe 4 Kaioshin Kuru, who is played by Tomomichi Nishimura. Haughty, his pride as a god is extraordinarily high, so he likes being a god, and he's probably a part of those people that think they're elite, where I'm a prideful god, so he's probably one of those type of people, and that's a stark contrast to like, the Supreme Kai from our universe, Shin. Like, that dude is like, he has no pride, he fucks everything up all the time. This dude is probably going to be the exact opposite. We have Universe 5's Kaioshin Ogumo, he's played by Megumi, or she's played by Megumi Urawa, who previously voiced Erasa and Oob in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Kai and GT. A gentle god who values a balance of knowledge and power. So it seems as though this character is going to be one of those type that isn't really bad or good, is kind of fair. So we can assume that this person in particular is not going to be a bad person, but is also not going to be like, yeah, gung-ho, might be fair. Who knows? Maybe this person will be on our side in a way like, Goku ain't that bad. He didn't really fuck up, it was just a mistake, or he didn't understand. Then we have Universe 8 Kaioshin Iru, who's played by Masakazu Morita, who also played Whis in the series and previously played Tarble in the '08 special. Oh, so Whis is going to be doubling up, and I'm imagining a lot of these characters aren't really going to have much dialogue. There's too many characters to have everybody talking or get a really good idea of everybody's character, but that's probably why they just said, Whis, we'll double up with you, because they're also trying to, cut costs on budget and shit like that. Loves making plans and gets fired up when those plans start to come together. Okay, not really too much about the character. Again, there's so many characters that you're not going to get an interesting character with every single person. And lastly, Universe 12's Kaioshin Agu, who's played by Yasuhiro Takato, who plays Botamo. Oh god, Botamo plays Botamo, and also played Gurd and Yamu in Dragon Ball Kai. Says virtuous things. Although his universe is already developed, he aspires to take it even higher. So not that much info there as well. It's just like, hey, I'm trying to improve on my universe. And with all that being said, honestly, the two most interesting things personally I found out of all this is, for starters, the Clown God of Destruction's characterization. He's not going to be an evil dude. He's not going to be like the Joker. Him and the Angel may look like Joker and Harley Quinn, but it's going to be the exact opposite. He really doesn't like evil, and ultimately, I mean, I guess you can kind of see that was already foreshadowed with the fact of how Topo's acting, but nevertheless, it's like, I would have liked to have a really evil and nasty clown, but at the same time, okay, it's totally different, and never know, something interesting could come out of that. But also, we have clarification that Universe 1 is indeed the highest mortal level of all the universes, which doesn't necessarily mean strongest, it just means highest mortal level, which whatever that may be, the quality of life, all those factors in there. Kind of curious what you guys think about all this. For starters, how do you feel about the Clown God of Destruction's character characterization? Disappointed? You like it? Also, what do you think about the number 1 mortal level, Universe 1? And did you find any interest in a lot of these characters? I mean, again, there's so many characters, there's so many Kaioshin that you can't have unique ones for each and every one of them. So I'm imagining a lot of these characters aren't going to be all that relevant. But hey, it's nice to get a little bit of info on them, right? So they're not completely just, hey, they exist, but we know shit about them. Any overall thoughts about this? But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.